Hello, everybody. I hope you're all doing fantastically well. It is Connor. We're back. Listen, I had a bit of a family event tonight. Couldn't do the watch long. We will be back again, as always, with the Blackburn game. So make sure you tune in on the first. But how are you doing? Leeds United staying top of the table, baby. The best goal difference, the best side right now, everybody. Doesn't matter what happens. And Leeds are going to be going into the new year top of the tree. Now, I can't remember the last time that happened. I cannot remember the last time it happened. Maybe it was when Man United knocked us off our perch in the Premier League days. I genuinely can't remember it happening. Was it in the League One days? Potentially. Can't quite cast my mind back. But I remember Man United beating us 3-4 and, let's not go into that now, but that was the last time I can remember us going into a new year period actually top of the tree. So fantastic news for the Whites. The most frustrating game I think of it, guys. I'm happy I wasn't doing a watch long. I'm telling you, I was buzzing. I wasn't doing a watch long. I don't think you'd have liked me during that. As I'm sure you can imagine, some of you regulars. But yeah, Leeds United, top of the tree. I'm buzzing, I have to say. I'm really, really, really happy. Seeing the results coming in today. Watford losing, Blackburn losing, Sunderland losing, Sheffield United and West Bromwich Albion scoring a blank. Both of them looking very, very similar in terms of quality. I thought West Brom might have even edged it a little bit. Is that me being harsh? Let me know in the comment section below. But Leeds came into that game, and I'll be honest, everybody, I thought, the gulf in class, it was 1-0, right? But the gulf in class between the two teams, we saw it when Derby came to Ellen Road. But bearing in mind, this Derby County side is 2 wins on the bounce. They've just beaten West Bromwich Albion at home. So they are a tricky customer, especially at home. They're much, much better at home. I'm pretty sure they're in the top 10, top 8, top 10 when it comes to teams in this division. You had the commentators at the beginning of the game saying that they're going to they're pushing for that playoffs. That's their objective apparently this season going into it, and that's what some of the commentators at the start were saying. Could be the way forward and could be their trajectory. Who knows? Warren's doing a decent job there, I guess. But it was a tricky game for Leeds, and it's exactly what I wanted. Exactly what I wanted. 2 away games, and I'm coming on here. And what did I say? 2 away games, 2 wins, 2 clean sheets. Absolutely, job is a good one. And yeah, the rotation today was interesting to see. I think we'd have to say that. Connor saw Rothwell go out and Connor saw Joseph come in. I was split. No, I'm joking. I saw the rotation, saw Tanaka and Ampadu starting. I think that's going to be how we are going forward. I think it was almost like that's it now for Rothwell. I feel anyway. I think that's probably the last we're going to see of him, which hurts deeply in my soul. And I think we will miss dynamism. I think we will miss large parts of his game. But listen, I was absolutely unequivocally happy with I have to say, Ampadu's performance today. I thought it was a super proper captain's performance. Very sharp as well, a lot sharper than he was in the previous game in the midfield. So it's good to see him back. Good to see him at Ampadu levels as well. Good to see us not just shoehorning him in at centre back, which it seemingly our fan base for some reason want to see him at centre back all the time. I've no idea why, but it's great to see him in that central midfield role. Leeds were just sharp. I thought we started the game excellently. I thought we were completely on top. We were all over them like a rash, and it's probably the best. One of the best Leeds United starts I've seen this season. We were all over them like a rash. They couldn't get out. And it was 2 different divisions. It was 2 teams in 2 different divisions. And really, when you look at it, we're recently relegated from the Premier League. They're a recently promoted side. They haven't got the budget that we've got. But there's nothing better than beating that lot. And I've not got like this hardened rivalry with Derby. I couldn't, in a strange sort of way, care less about them. But after that Lampard saga, I love beating them, and I love beating them well. They've not scored against us this season. They've huffed and they've puffed. They all got excited tonight. It was a big sellout game for them tonight again against Leeds. And it's not good for them, is it, down the road? You've got Forest doing what they're doing, and Leeds United, hopefully, in the Premier League next season. So unlucky you, Rams. So yeah, the nice double on them always helps my mood, definitely. But yeah, from start to finish, I thought Leeds were the complete dominant side. I have to say I was getting largely frustrated with the amount of chances that we were creating, which is very Leeds this season. We're top of the XG charts, just above, well, we're way above Middlesbrough now. So we're creating the most chances in this division. But I think it comes down, everybody, to that depth. That depth is just outrageous. It's outrageously good. And this is where you're kind of looking at it now and you're thinking, is this where Leeds are going to put the foot on the gas a bit. We've got a Blackburn game coming up, which is not going to be easy, but then we've got to go away to Hull City, of which hopefully now we've got that away hoodoo off our back. I was mentioning yesterday that if Leeds can do that, if we can just get rid of this hoodoo off our back of these low block teams, we've faced two tough, gritty teams away from home, poor conditions. I mean, that pitch tonight was disgusting. You can't play passing football on that tonight. The referee was an abomination, didn't know where he was at. Derby County players were taking 40 minutes to take throw-ins and do anything. They didn't want the ball in play. I think the ball was in play for probably about 15 minutes in that game. And that 15 minutes, large portions of it was Leeds just missing chances. James, in the second half, nearly lost my mind. Aaronson hit one straight at the keeper, which he should have scored. But we're going to get onto the goal in just a little bit. But Leeds, as I've said, top of the tree, brilliant, and I'm really, really happy with it. I have to say, Bogle on his return as well to Pride Park, I thought he was brilliant tonight. I thought he was well on top of it, winning his percentages, winning his duels. I think he was on an 80% duel rate when I last saw it. Rodon and Strout were very consistent. And I thought Leeds defended really, really well. When they needed to, we dug in and we defended like dogs. And I thought the percentages in the air from corners were really good. I think there was one which Melee flapped at, which you're thinking, come on, Elan, could you have caught that? Maybe that's been a bit harsh. I need to watch it again. But it's one of those flapathons from Elan Melee. But yeah, I thought his distribution was pretty good, to be fair, tonight. He was trying to be quick with it. He was trying to get Leeds on the counter-attack. I did get something, and keep getting your comments in the section below, everybody. I will read them out. Super chats always go first, and then the members, and then obviously we'll just read out everybody else's. Thank you so much. We're really close to 41,000 now on the channel, which is amazing. We've got stuff coming tomorrow, going over the game. Then we've got the Blackburn game. We've got all the coverage. There's over 1,500 of you in the building, everybody. So please slap a like on the video. Really appreciate it. Can see the comments are flying. I'll get as much in as I can. We'll be going maybe for a little bit of a while tonight. But yeah, just really happy with it. Let's back to front. I thought Byram was good defensively. I thought he was making those runs. I think unequivocally as a fan base, I'm not 100% sure that Firpo's going to be given another contract, to be honest. So I think we need to be looking at that long-term left back. I think there's one at Sunderland, which would be a lovely deal, of which maybe we could get done in January. That would be lovely long-term planning for Leeds United. And we're going to be going over all the targets. Maybe Leeds can get realistically going forward. But there's one at Sunderland who I'm a big fan of. And you look at that and you think, if you actually had a proper left-footed left back, which we have, by the way, but his contract situation is interesting. The pre-contractual agreement, which he can sign as of the 1st of January if he wants to. There's no contractual agreement with Leeds United to sign him on for a long-term deal. That may force Junior Firpo into doing something in January. So Leeds might have to act in January. But I thought Byram on that left-hand side was good. But he's much better when the ball's played over the top. And Byram's made that run. He's maybe beaten the offside trap. That's where he's decent. I think running with the ball at his feet on that left-hand side, he's not it. He's just not it. He's not a left-sided football player. And I think that's an obvious thing that we have to take away from it. He was struggling, I think, a little bit on that left-hand side in terms of running back. Byram's natural almost position is to just check back, almost have his back facing the player that's coming up behind him and just passing the ball back and safety. That's what I would be if I was playing on that left-hand side. It would be safety. But Byram does. And kind of at right back, I think for right back for Leeds, he's been decent. I've not got any complaints with him, but Aaron was okay tonight. But the rest of the back three were excellent. I thought they dealt with everything Derby chucked at them when it came to set pieces. But yeah, I think the first half was so good. Leeds were just thriving. We were everywhere. The little interchanges, the little trio of passes, the byline combinations of which I've called for ages, these overlaps, which were brilliant. There was one where Nonto played it through the legs of the Derby left back and Bogle was in. There was one on the other side where Aaronson played a lovely ball to Willie Nonto and had another big chance at the end of the half, which was identical to the Preston chance, of which he was fed through and he leant back and skied it over the bar. And I was like, Aaronson, not again. These are the positions. And let's talk. He is someone, look, we've said 1,000,001 times on this channel. We've said, are you guys going a bit like issues? Is it just there? Is it been going for everyone? How long has it been going for? Let us know. It's been a real. Now, let me know. Apologies for that. It seems like you're not saying it previously. Is it back now? Are we good? I think it's somewhere where I hold the mic. Is it better? No. Hold on. Was it? Is that a bit better? Are we a bit better now? Let me know. Let me know. Are we a little bit better now? Holding it a little bit further up. If that is knackered, everybody, that's fine. Is it still crackling? It's worse. Is it better? Just let us know. Is it better? We've got over 1,800 of you. Okay, I think it's. You can just tell. You can all shout at me if I start holding that bit. Great stuff. I am reading your comments as well, everybody. So hopefully that wasn't too far back. Let me know what we were speaking. I think we were speaking about Brenden Aaronson there, and it got a bit crackly. We okay. It wasn't too far back, was it? Wasn't too far back. Careful, Ollie. Careful. But yeah, brilliant. So was that a couple of minutes? Was it? It's happening again. Is it happening again? This is absolutely incredible. I know, Liam. I know. I apologize. This is a very expensive microphone as well. Don't move. Gone again. Right. Okay. Right. Hold on. Might be a little bit tinny. But is this better? Is this a bit better? Does this sound a little bit better? I apologize for this so much, everybody. But this is actually connected through send it back. Yeah, 100%, mate. 100%. We're gonna absolutely launch this out. It's not great, but it's that much better. Right. Okay. Thank you. Okay, good. Fantastic. But let's speak about Brenden Aaronson. Hopefully that wasn't going for too long, everybody. But apologies if it was. Sometimes these things happen. But yeah, listen, I have to speak about Brenden, and we have to speak about his last 3 games, of which he's been excellent. He's been absolutely excellent. And I've said this in a video that I was doing earlier this morning about if he's doing this consistently, look, I was talking about his technical ability. I did like it. The thing is, with a footballer at his age, naturally, you're not going to get technically better. It's just not going to happen for me. It doesn't happen. You see it with so many footballers. You see it at all age groups. You don't just develop a natural technical ability, where we've seen so many number 10s be so efficient at that point, at this level. But what you do have to say with Brenden Aaronson is that was a big moment tonight. What you do have to say about Brenden Aaronson is, for me, the last 3 games, of which we've given him his flowers, because I feel we are fair on this channel. I do feel we're fair on this channel. That was an absolutely excellent finish from him. It was an excellent team goal from him. But I thought his overall performance tonight, I put it out on social media as well. Someone said, Connor, have you actually watched the game? Which is fine, it's football. but they said, have you actually watched the game? He's not been good. And I said, no, I think he has been good. And I was giving him his flowers. I feel like I'm fair with this, everyone. I do. I don't think he's at the level. I think we can still get a better number 10. But right now, we mentioned it on the video this morning, he is literally saying to the board, and he's saying to Daniel Farke, if you want a number 10, I'm going to perform like I have done the last 3 games. I'm going to be consistent, and I've just won you the game, which he has done against Derby. Absolutely fantastic stuff. And I'm buzzing for him. I'm absolutely buzzing for him. So, yeah, we're going to get into a couple of your comments as well, everybody. There's over 2,000 of you in the building. This is great to see all of you here. Great to see all of you buzzing with the result. But yeah, Brenden, for me, was probably one of the best players tonight. I thought he was excellent. I thought his little runs, I thought he was jinking little passes. I didn't think he was look, we were saying at the start of the season, everybody, that he almost had a level of composure and he wasn't rushing things. And then he got into a period of where he started to rush things. He started to be a little bit frantic, I felt, but he's calmed down a little bit, it feels like, in the last 3 games. So it's not revisionism, everybody. This is the thing in football. If you perform and you're able to do it consistently, which, for example, I would say with Jack Harrison a lot of the times, if you can do it consistently, then we can give you flowers. But you didn't do it, Jack. It was very, very inconsistent. It was hot and cold Harrison. I felt Brenden sort of maybe went into that mold again, went into the mold of which we saw in the Premier League, where you spent a lot of money on someone, and now this player who you spent a lot of money on has come back from a Bundesliga side, and you're expecting him to offer you a little bit more. I think he's gone a little bit quiet. I think that's fair to say. But now he's come back into it in the last 3 games. If he can keep that consistent, and if he can keep winning games for Leeds United, fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Can we have a conversation about whether or not he's the long-term number 10? Of course we can. Of course we can. However, right now, if he wins games for Leeds United like that, and like that goal, which was Brazil 1970s-esque, it was Marcelo Bielsa-esque, fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. So,
yeah, overall, really happy with him. Happy he looked buzzing at the end as well. But I wanted to talk about the depth, everyone, and the actual level of depth that we've got in comparison to Sheffield United. So, I mean, I watched that game today, and you're seeing Wallace, you're seeing Devante Cole on the bench for them. And you've got some Sheffield United fans moaning about that as if, they've not got one of the best starting 11s in the division. But look, excuses is absolutely fine, of course. And that's what they're going to do in the transfer window, because all the fan base are pining for transfers. So they're going to go really heavy, in my opinion, in this January window with the new takeover. But the beautiful thing about us right now is we're not going to have to wait. We don't have to wait for 4 or 5 players to come in and for them to nice and easily, seamlessly fit their way into Leeds United. We've got options in central midfield. The injury list isn't too bad now. You've got synergy. You've got partnerships developing. You've got Jayden Bogle and Dan James, which is an absolutely lovely new partnership, which we've seen, by the way, on that right-hand side, of which I was a little bit annoyed, even with Nonto coming in, and you guys know how I feel about Nonto, and especially Ramazani, who we'll get onto in a little bit. But I was a little bit annoyed that James was taken out, to be honest with you. And even Solomon, to an extent. I was saying earlier on that I love Ramazani. I think his technical ability is higher, in my opinion, than Solomon. I think the ceiling is higher. I know a lot of you guys are going to go mental at that. But from what I've seen, that's what I believe. But Ramazani's well off it at the minute. He looks rusty. He looks really, really rusty. And I thought when Solomon came on, he was excellent. His ball control, I keep saying this, but his low centre of gravity, he's a nightmare to touch, because you go near him and he's going to fall over. I'm not saying he's a diver, but, I think he's good in the arts of gamesmanship, but he can go left, he can go right. He seems to have a good strike on him, and he's developed so much into this Leeds side, which I didn't expect to happen. I really didn't expect to happen. So kudos to him. I'll tip my hat to him. He's been absolutely excellent. But yeah, look, guys, it was a good performance. Look, I can see the elephant in the room. Shout out to Pierce, who said, "Can't hear the Aaronson hate anymore." Yeah, I mean, hate was drastic. I mean, maybe there were people hating on him. Hate, I wouldn't say from a personal standpoint I was ever putting on a Leeds United player. Criticism, definitely. Did I think he was at the level? Not sure, but he's proven himself. And that's fantastic. We shouldn't, as Leeds fans, be against each other here, guys. We're all here for the common goal of this club to get promoted. We're all here with different opinions, but we're all here as well supporting the same common goal, and we're all fans of the club. I do find it bizarre when there's like constant arguments in the fan base. It's like, we are all Leeds fans. Remember that old song that everybody sings, marching on together? You can have different opinions about football. Of course you can. It's subjective. I might not agree, you might not agree, but this whole sort of like, you're wrong, I'm right, you hate him, I love him sort of thing. It's never been like that, on this channel anyway. So, yeah, let's get into a couple of your comments anyway. Pierce is spot on with this. Let me get into a few, obviously, guys. Let's see, there's loads of you in the building right now, so please smash a like and we'll get onto it. Sorry about the mic situation a little bit early on. The chat is absolutely flying. So, yeah, I'm definitely going to get this actually isn't my regular microphone, as you know. I'm just away from the studio, so apologies for that. It is what it is. Terrible last few minutes. Can't hear you, Connor. Apologies for that. So let's just get your comments in. Everybody, as I say, they're flying in. Aaronson hasn't looked this confident in years. Paul's in the building. One of the members. Hey, Paul. Aaronson this season is on another level. Yeah, he's been decent. He's growing into it, definitely, which is good to see. I felt like we missed Rothwell a little bit. Yeah, Rothwell was the dynamism maybe from the midfield. The balance of Tanaka and Ampadu. This is what I was kind of maybe a little bit worried about. The balance is very different, in my opinion. I think naturally you will get Tanaka dropping back. He's still trying to split the centre backs tonight, and then Ampadu's doing the same thing. Rothwell will get the ball, and he does have the technical ability as well to drive through that midfield. He does have that, which is great to see. But I did say in the first half as well, just making another point, everyone, I thought Nonto was poor. I did. I thought he was poor. I went on FootMob. They were saying he was the best player. I got hammered on social media. They're saying Nonto wasn't great. But looking back, and this is all the whole reflection process, isn't it? Sometimes you can get things wrong, and maybe I just wasn't seeing the game right. But listen, in the second half, I think he went off it a little bit. But maybe my standards for Nonto and Largy are so high. They are really, really high. Like, I thought Ramazani was poor tonight. I thought he was really poor. I thought as soon as Solomon came on, I thought there was definitely a difference there. So look, he's rusty right now. We know he's one of the top players in this side. But as I keep mentioning, I keep going back to the depth. the depth now. So now you've got Rothwell on the bench, you've got Guilavogui on the bench, you've got Peru on the bench, you've got Solomon on the bench, you've got Dan James on the bench. Like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if Sheffield United add, and I'm using them as a specific example just because they seriously need to add with the injuries that they've got. Vinny Souza, Harry Suter, all this sort of stuff. But Leeds have already got these players in, so they're already there. So we already have our depth there. They're assimilated with the squad. They all know each other well. As I say, they're building up these partnerships. You've got Rothwell on the bench now, who's an unbelievable option. But I have to say, I think I agree with you guys. I think there's people out there who maybe would say that Rothwell deserves to start over the others, and I can completely see that, definitely. Keep getting your comments in, everybody. We see a lot of the members in here. Roland's in here as well. Brad's in here as well. Yeah, sounds like you're talking to you on the microphone. Apologies for that, mate. Apologies. Sujal says, we had to be patient with Solomon and he has come good. So I think we need to do the same with Ramazani and Joseph. Roland says, hi, Connor. I had raised eyebrows with the late sub, but I think DF got his spot on today. Solomon should be starting. Strout needs his flowers today. Happy New Year for the 2025, mate. Top man, Roland. Roland is on the Patreon as well. Everybody, you can join that. We're going to be getting Patrons on the channel as well, so make sure you join over there. We've got a lovely WhatsApp group if you fancy that. Shout out to Roland and the gang over there. Lee says, just watched Chef You, Jimmy on his watch log. He was so sick. Mate, the guy, I love Jimmy, but he's the most LHB you'll ever meet. And we all know what that means. Yeah, he talks about Leeds more than does Chef You, bless him. Let's have a look. What you think of Joseph? Right. Okay. Oh, right. Okay, this is the thing. I mean, I came on here to talk about Leeds, and Leeds been top of the table, but I feel like I'm gonna have to come out and back for my man, if that's what some of you guys want to call him. Look, not great tonight. Not great. For all that Peru would have scored that, I think I can't stand that conversation. Oh, Peru would have scored that. Bamford would have scored that. Well, Bamford's chance at the end, when he lazily just kicked it against the goalkeeper's foot, when that could have been 2-0 and added to our goal difference and really signed off the superiority, Joseph might have scored that. It's just hypothetical. It's nonsense. It's absolute nonsense. Someone was coming back to me earlier on saying, "Oh, well, Peru would have scored that." Peru doesn't make near post runs. He doesn't. It's not his game. It's not his game. Most of Joseph's chances in that first half were near post runs. They were. Didn't get the angle right on it. Should he have scored a couple? Potentially. The big one for me was when Nonto put the ball into him and he stretched into it. I think it was Nonto. It came in off that right hand side. It might have been Bogle. Played it just beyond Nonto and he stretched with his left foot and he was maybe a little bit unlucky with that. However, he should have done better. Guys, I'm fair with it. Some of you will put Peru ahead of him. I think he's a better overall striker than him. I think he was good in that first half, but you are right. A lot of you are right. Does he need to score? Of course he does. 100%. That needs to be added to his game. Of course. But let's not pretend Peru is the perfect striker because he's not. Hence why Bamford came in for him last season for large parts of it. And hence why there's been loads of talk on the room mill about Leeds going and getting a number 9. Hence why a lot of you lot, to be fair to you, who were saying Peru should be starting, you still want strikers. So how does that work? So yeah, it's a conundrum. Of course it is, but at the end of the day, guys, with all these striker issues we're having, we're top of the table, so it can't be that bad. The championship table doesn't look that bad, does it? So let's have a quick look at it and we'll share it on here. But let me know what you think of it in the comment section below. What did you think? I think overall, yeah, it's not great. Would we rather? I tipped him to have about 20 goals this season. And that might happen, but there is a large possibility that might not happen. But this doesn't look that bad, does it? If we replicate this in the second half of the season, as Mr. Wilder said, I think Wilder said if they replicate that before they got 49 points, they'll get 100 points, which he got wrong because that's not maths. I think he still thinks they've got that additional 2 points. But yeah, if we replicate that, we're in the first part of the season now. We're nearly, we're just over halfway through, aren't we? But we're probably going to nail near 100 points. So yeah, look, it's a good position for us to be in. But yeah, guys, on the Joseph chat, yeah, it's different horses for different courses. You guys maybe do I think Peru's a better finisher than him? Yeah, I think Peru's a better finisher than him. The proof's in the pudding right now. Peru's the 3rd top scorer. But if what I find interesting is why is there still a conversation being had then? Why is there still a conversation? People like me, You know, are people who say it should be Peru, should be Peru, should be Peru. They're just right, unequivocally right, and Peru's in every single game and he's affecting every ember of every single game. I don't think he does. I think the term Peronymous is there for a reason. So if he's the perfect striker, we wouldn't be having this conversation of Peru and Joseph, because everybody, as I've said, unequivocally would be like, well, yeah, Peru's third top scorer. I mean, look at him. Like, yeah, it's Peru, isn't it? But people are not saying that. You know, people are not saying that. It's 5 goals in 15 games and it's better than Joseph, but it's not the top striker right now. That's why we're having these. And clearly, there's also a man who a lot of people back who will be saying Peru starts and should be starting. There's a man at the top in Daniel Farke who started Joseph. Do you know what I mean? And he's not doing it because he's just giving him minutes for charity. He's doing it because he thinks he can affect the game, or he can affect that derby game more impactfully than Peru can. There's a reason he does. He's not just doing it for charity. Like, we need to get up this year. His head's on the line as well, Daniel Farke. Is he going to give out 70 minutes to a striker who's just not good enough? He's not going to do it, is he? And what did he do? Did he do it against Middlesbrough as well? He's not going to do it in these big games if he's no good and he's crap and it needs to be sold. I don't think that's the case. Okay, let's have a look at what some of you guys are saying. Daz says, evening, Connor, brilliant day all round for me. Hit 500 subscribers. 0026 Leeds win away to go back top of the championship. Well done, mate. Well done, mate. And something on that as well. Something on that. I think we're about to hit 41,000 as well, everybody. So if you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you do so you get notifications. If you're watching on your TV, create a YouTube account. And yeah, it's well worth it. Well worth it. You'll get all the perks as well. Let's have a look. A goal difference is great. That's decent. That's very, very decent as well. The goal difference, I've always said that it's a big thing. Sim Salabama says Joseph should have scored once, otherwise a good performance. Yeah, 100%. Look, he should have scored. 100%. Let's have a look. Keep getting your comments in, everybody. They're flying in. They're absolutely flying in. And are you guys saying that it should have been a scenario where we should have got another number 9? You know, another number 9. I don't know. Weirdly, I think I'm still okay with it. I think I'm still okay with Peru and Joseph. Like, even Peru, like, I've not come on one of the rumor mills and one of the instant match reactions. Really, I've spoken about them in terms of rumors, but I've not come on one and said, "Oh yeah, let's 100% go and get a strike." I've been very much more in the goalkeeper camp and the number 10 camp. So I've not really, and there's a reason behind that. 'Cause I think that they're good enough. I think they're good enough to get us up. I think those two are good enough to get us up. I do. I think they both bring something different. I think Joseph should have been given more minutes, but some of you will say, well, he's not scored 2 goals in that first half, so he shouldn't be starting, should be playing, which is fine. And it's football. It's different opinions. Of course it is. But yeah, look, as I say, it's been a good day for Leeds today, so I don't want to focus on that too much. It's been a really good day. Jonathan says, come on, Ayling and Howson up the Borough. That's exactly it. We need them tonight. We need them tonight, don't we? If one of those get injured, if one of those two gets injured, who is our backup? Well, currently, mate, it's Bamford, isn't it? It's Bamford. Darren says, unreal, Connor, 41k. We're a long way off that here at Only Leeds Bros. Yeah, shout out to you, mate, though. I've watched some of your content. Keep it up, mate. Keep up the good grind. That goal was one of the best ones we've scored all season. Proper breaking down a lot, but it was quality, mate. And we've done it. Shazza, I thought in the game as well, we'd done it a few times. It wasn't just that. I thought there was several occasions where we're playing those little pockets, those little quick interchanges. Aaronson, as I say, in the first half, that lovely little change of angle and that side-footed pass to Nonto, who just drilled it across, and it was unlucky, but I love it when we play that. It's very reminiscent of what we did under Bielsa, you know, those little triangles, just getting on the byline as well, firing it back, and all that sort of stuff. And I think that's... Con, would you go on Sky? I've been on Sky, mate, a fair few times. Yeah, I did my placement for my journalism degree there as well, so there you go, mate. Thought Brenden was dreadful for most of the game, but his run for the goal was great. Shout out to you, Aidan. I don't think he was dreadful. I think he had a good game today. I think he's had 3 good games. I think I'm warming to him. Guys, I am. I'm warming to him. Not as a person. Like, I'm sure as a person, he's absolutely lovely anyway. Like, I'm sure he's a good guy. And this is the thing, I think for some reason, you guys who comment might agree with this, but it feels like some people get personally offended by it. And it should never be like that. I'm sure Brendan's a lovely lad. But look, overall, I just want to see a better Brenden Aaronson. I just want to, look, Brenden, a better Brenden Aaronson on the football pitch, better decisions, you know, more composure. Don't be so frantic. And when you get that with Brenden, which he has got in his locker, do I think he's technically next level? No. But listen, at this level, it can be very good. We have to bear in mind, right now, he's already got more goals than Rutter. Now, I don't like that comparison because one is one of, in recent years, one of the best players I've ever seen at the club, and Brenden Aaronson isn't that for me. And Rutter carried this team on his back with Somerville for me. And I think the team's a lot more balanced now with a lot greater depth, and that will naturally aid Brenden. But he's got more goals than Rutter right now, who got, he got that for his whole season. But Rutter got nigh on 20 assists last season as well, which contributes in a much further way as well. So it's whatever you deem more beneficial in that sort of sense. But yeah, look. Yeah, Peter says that Aaronson bags of energy, but his final ball is 6 out of 10. Whereas maybe with Rutter, we'd have got an 8-9 because he was ridiculous at championship level, wasn't he? And there's a reason why he's starting for Brighton pretty much every single week. Can't stop having these agendas on players, mate. Honestly, do you know if I had like a, if we had a natural sort of. Yeah, if I was getting that interviews and I was doing all this sort of stuff and I was like, oh, you know what I mean? You're like Goldbridge, that's kind of with Hoyland and all that sort of stuff. Imagine if I got an interview with like Peru. I've got an interview with Aaronson. That'd never happen, but imagine that. And I'm like, I don't know what you guys are. Look, Brendan's class. He's always been class. We don't need a 10. Joseph's crap. Keep Peru in there. No, I'd never do that. I do have integrity, guys. But we all see different players, don't we? We all see different players. Some of you will look at Peru and think, I want the finisher. Even if he's not involved in the game for 80% of it, I want the finisher. But I think the Daniel Farke system, Teemu Pukki's the classic example. Teemu Pukki's off-the-ball work was unbelievable. But it was matched by his insane finishing as well. Lightning in a bottle with Teemu Pukki. So we have a finisher in Peru, but he doesn't have the other aspects that Joseph has. But Joseph doesn't have the aspects right now anyway that Peru has in terms of a finisher. I think that's fine as a fan base to come to a common understanding of. Like, can we all just agree that that's the case? Or is just, I feel like we see a lot of it where it's like, Joseph shit, get rid of him. And I'm like, that's not very productive, I don't find. And then you get the old rhetoric of, well, if it was Bamford, it was, well, yeah, we've had nearly 6 years of it now with Patrick Bamford. You know, I still hear people saying that he's the best striker we've got. Best striker we've got. Yeah, definitely at the end. Yeah, showed it there at the end again, didn't he? So, yeah. Let's have a look. Keep getting your thoughts in, everybody. I'm going to try read it. Loss says, have a great 2025, mate. We'll be champions. Yeah, man, 100%. Definitely. Let's hope so. Let's hope so, buddy. Subs were perfect. Yeah, it was interesting, mate. It was interesting on the substitutes, actually. Very, very interesting, because I thought he left them too late. I thought the game was planning out in a particular way, of which Leeds were just struggling. I didn't think we're able to really break them down. And we'll break them down. We're getting through the lines a little bit. The tempo was getting interrupted by the horrendous refereeing decisions, in my opinion, and the time that Derby were having off the pitch, which it was just completely pointless. It's completely pointless. Derby County had so much time off the pitch. They were taking yards. And that's, like I said, when the ball was in play, maybe we had about, 25 minutes altogether of the ball actually being in play. So they were slowing the game completely down. The ref was doing nothing about it. So the tempo was taken out of it. But that was Leeds United's fault as well. It was Leeds United's fault as well. Do you know what I mean? It's not just... let's be honest, it's not just the fact that the referee's doing what he's doing, because when the ball was in play, we weren't been effective enough. You know, we had chances. We had big chances in that game. Big chances, first half and second half, but weren't doing enough. We got towards the back end of the first half. And how many shots have we had on goal? Brenden Aaronson's. And it wasn't really much else, was it? So, one against Zetterstrom as well, their goalkeeper, I'm a massive fan of. Pete says, we have learned how to break the low block. I think that's the thing. Yeah, even Connor and the rest of the gang. Shout out to you, Don. Nonto is a 10. He's not this bad, surely. Yeah, it was a bit of a weird one, because I'm not sort of in the camp of Nonto's a bad player. I love Willie Gnonto. I think, you know, it's abundantly clear on this channel that I love Willie Gnonto. But he's just, I didn't think in that first half he was good. I got that wrong according to everyone. So there you go. It's footballers' opinions, isn't it? But I think, as I keep mentioning, the standards I have for Willie Gnonto and Largi Ramazani are maybe higher than other players that I have on this pitch. I don't know. Who knows? Two of the K Woods in the building here. El says, hey, Con, I thought Farke was wrong starting Solomon all the time, but tonight he proved he knows his best attack. James and Solomon are much more effective than Ramazani. And Nonto, Lewis has said, I think tonight has made it clear what our best front four is. Mr. Gren, you must be like a 15-year-old, mate. You must be a 15-year-old because you're just ignoring everything I'm saying, bud. So look, listen to what I'm saying. Stop coming in and spouting waffle. Look, if you don't, look, create your own YouTube channel, mate. Create your own YouTube channel. There's a fair few people in here who clearly think that I talk some sense, which is good. Aidan says, classic Champo ref, not biased, just really, really bad. Yeah, fair play, mate. Fair play. Let's have a look. Nonto was the best player on the pitch first half. Yeah, Scott, a lot of people were saying that, mate. A lot of people were saying that. Brett says, tried to bring us subs at 64 minutes, but kept taking quick. That was frustrating, wasn't it? That was frustrating when Pascal took the quick throw and they're just all on the sideline. But yeah, I did feel it was like, you know, you saw Derby make a substitution and the Leeds players had warmed up and they were there ready to come on. And then we paused a little bit and it was like, come on, guys, are we making a change or are we not making a change? Yeah, Strap making that substitution. Exactly, mate. Exactly. But yeah, love our subs coming on. Agree. Where would you watching? I was watching in a local pub, mate. A local pub. The chef says, Con, I must say I'm really not impressed with Nonso. Yeah, it's fair enough, mate. I mean, look, we're top of the league though. Who cares? You know what I mean? Who cares? Well, let's have a look. Right, let's have a look at some of our fixtures. Yeah, look, Burnley are currently drawing, which is good. Might be a tough one there, and we're going to go through some periods. Look, we are going to go through some periods of which you're thinking to yourself, well, problem, you know, a bit of a problem. But this is the positive that I'm seeing from it, right? This is what I'm seeing. So if we have a look at our fixtures right now, okay, so that wasn't good, and this very much annoyed me in terms of the Preston game. Let's get a little bit of a background on it, shall we? Let's get a little bit of a background on here. I don't like that dark background. Let's have a little bit of Ellen Road. So yeah, I mean, you look at this and you think to yourself, not good enough in terms of the away performance. And you go back, you beat Derby there, but look at the away performance again. Away performance not great here at all. It could have gone either way. Away performance there, poor. Away performance there, poor. Away performance there, should have won it. Away performance there, took the foot off the gas. And you kind of go all the way back to Cardiff, which is on the 21st of September, where we actually picked up a win away. And just before that, we beat Sheffield Wednesday. So these, I think, well, they will be. They're the first back-to-back wins we've had since then. And back-to-back clean sheets. And by the way, that's 3 clean sheets on the bounce. You know, you look at these 5 games and we've conceded 2 goals. So as much as we're talking about Leeds' front line as well, we've conceded 2 goals in 5 games. Or actually, is it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? It's 2 goals in my maths. Yeah, my maths correct. It's 2 goals in 6 games. So that's the big thing we've got to be talking about tonight, everybody. You know, if we go even further back, it's 7 goals? 7 goals in 8 games. So, 3 goals in 8 games. I can't count. So, look, it's a lot of positives there for Leeds. And look, we go over as well here. Let's have a quick look at the table. I just want to have a look at something in particular. It's the goal difference, everyone. And I've harped on about this on the channel for years because this is like an extra point, especially with how tight this could be. This is like an extra point. You look at the results today. So we're on equal footing with Sunderland right now in terms of games. They're 4th. Look how close they were with us. Now it's what? 7 points? Okay. Blackburn in 5th. Look how far behind they are us now. So it is this top 3 now, it feels. It is this top 3. But this lot, I'm telling you, they need a lot of work, in my opinion. They need a lot of work in January because they're having a tough spell right now. And that's not me saying, you know, I mean, they've not. I mean, look at this. They've still got 3 wins in the last 5, for goodness sake. But I think their depth is showing a little bit now. And in this division, with this race, especially with Burnley in here, who I think have got quite a bit of depth, I think this is big. But we just go back. Let's go back, have a quick look at the fixtures, and in particular, and look what we've got coming up. You know, yeah, here it's a little bit difficult, but Blackburn. Now that will be a real monkey off our back if we can do it. If we can beat Blackburn, that's massive. But I said if we beat these, it'll be massive. You know, 2 away on the back, in and around Christmas. We don't have a great record in and around this period of time. It's not been a bad Christmas, has it? This is big. This is going to be a really big game. Another big away game. Then you've got Wednesday and you've got Norwich, which I think we should be winning. And then, John, this don't bother me. This don't bother me. That honestly doesn't bother me. Like, a lot of people will see that Burnley game and they'll think, "Oh no, I don't think that." I think when Leeds play the big teams in this division, and I think when we've played the big teams at Championship level, we've been pretty decent. You take Southampton out of it, but we've been pretty decent. So I'm not bothered about playing Burnley, and I want to get Burnley back. I want to go toe to toe with them. I want to go toe to toe with them, and I want to see. Let's have a go. Let's have a do. Let's see who's the best team in this division. Because when we play Sheffield United, I think will have a lot more to give. But I also think that maybe their fans think that like they just didn't get out of first gear. But I very much thought Leeds were just way too good for them in our top gear. And I think we'd let them get to a certain gear. But I think 1v1, if we're in top gear and they're in top gear, for me, there's one winner. From what I've seen with Sheffield United, I've watched a lot of Sheffield United this season, but it's just not joining up. And the seconds, they've done extremely well. But there's a lot more that they need to do in January. Burnley are a problem for me. I think Burnley could be a problem. They could lose tonight, but I think they're going to be a problem. And they've got good depth. I think Parker has actually surprised me. He's actually really surprised me in terms of what they're looking like now. It looks like they've got a little bit of a more effective way of playing. They look better when you watch them as well. They're sort of getting into a little bit of a rhythm. They've got Bayer, they've got Benson, they've got Sarmiento, all coming back early Jan. And Ramsey. So they're going to be a bit of a problem. They are going to be a bit of a problem. So, but we focus on ourselves, don't we? But look at the depth options we've got. So we've got Hull, we've got Blackburn, and they're winnable games. And once again, look, the standards are high on this channel. Expectations are high, and we want to pull away. Imagine if we pull away now, and then we get our difficult period. So we have got a difficult period coming up in February, but we get our difficult period. And we're okay. We can points can swing a little bit, and that's what we need. We need a bit of a cushion now. For me, that's what we need. Rajiv in the building. Shout out to you, mate. Great to see you in here, Rajiv. Always keeping an eye on the channel, and you're a fantastic member. Thanks so much, buddy. Connor, have a great 2025, mate. Thanks for making me feel at home. Let's win this season. March on together. Cheers. Great, lovely comment, Rajiv. Thank you so much, mate, and lovely, lovely, kind words. Okay, let's see what a lot of you guys are saying in the building. I'm reading every comment. I'm just trying to see which ones to throw up. Steve says, Connor, let me know. We are in a very good place. I'm really happy compared to last season. I am, man. I mean, at this point last season, you got to think like Ipswich and Leicester were what 10 and 13 points ahead of us. 10 and 13 points ahead of us. Okay. Might have reduced a little bit, but at least I think it was Boxing Day. 10, 13 points ahead of us. We're top of the division. How many times did we get to top of the division last season? But I'm excited. I want to play Sheffield United away. I'm not nervous for that. I'm not nervous. Look at what we did to the top two last season. We beat them 4 times. And yeah, we didn't go up. Of course we didn't. But against the top teams, like people keep telling me, oh, Burnley. Honestly, I've got some of my mates saying, oh, Burnley, Sheffield United, bring them on. I'm not bothered. I'm not bothered at all. Like at the end of the day, you look at maybe the comparison of us and the Burnley game, and what I thought they did quite well against Sheffield United when their recent game against one of the top teams. I thought they stifled them a little bit, and Burnley are getting better. I think they are. But we had 19 shots against them, and we just absolutely peppered them. We couldn't quite get through. But if Leeds were a little bit clinical on that day, we'd have had 2 or 3 goals. Do you know what I mean? That we'd have had 2 or 3 goals. We would have done. I didn't ever feel Sheffield United were ever hurting Burnley, and that's maybe the difference right now. So I want to play Burnley again. I want to play Sheffield United again. These are the games that you're sort of excited for. But there are the middle games in between of which we have to have a conversation about as well. And we have to keep picking up points. It's no good going and beating Sheffield United and Burnley if you then lose to Coventry, Millwall, Watford, etc. And Leeds have still got some hard games coming up, everybody. We've still got to go to Watford. We've still got to go to Coventry. We've still got to go to some of these tough teams at this level, these arduous teams, these grindy games at which you have to churn out these wins, and we haven't done it away from home consistently. But now, two away wins in 2. I'm really happy with that. Really, really happy with that. Okay. James says, but I do love Joseph. He ain't ready yet, mate. And that's fine, mate. That's fine. That's absolutely fine, mate. El says, goal of the season tonight, maybe 20 plus. It was an unbelievable goal, mate. Goal of the season for me. From what I've seen, yeah, 100%. 100%. Burnley, Watford, Sheffield United, as Sunderland in Feb is the test we need. I'd agree with that. I'd agree. And what are you guys feeling? Are you thinking to yourself like, I'm excited for these things? I have a problem with it anyway. I don't like. So it's more the games. I'm telling you, the games that I've been fearful of have been the away games against honestly, these games that I've just wheeled it off. I was a bit worried this calendar period with us coming up against Stoke and Derby. I was thinking, oh no, I was like, we've just not shown enough cojones away from home. We just haven't. I think the intensity, the tempo, the will to win. I think there's a big thing with Ampadu being back as well. I think Ampadu, obviously captain material. I think him being back is absolutely. I mean, it's massive. It's absolutely massive. So that's a big positive for Leeds United. Him being back, you know, how does the midfield shape up now? It's an interesting conversation. Of course, it is, but. Look, I love Joe Rothwell. I think he gives us a little bit of a different dynamic, but over the course of the season, I think we've got more than enough, haven't we? Pete says the thing with Joseph, he has at least got pace. Yeah, 100%, mate, 100%. Cardiff at home, they always seem to be our nemesis. They have been, mate, in historical times. Cher says draw against Blackburn wouldn't be horrible, but it has to be backed up with a win at Hull. Yeah, I agree. I completely agree. What's your opinion of Joseph now, guys? This is just mental. This is absolutely mental. Are we really as a fan base? Are we really as a fan base just this obsessed with Joseph's this conversation with Joseph? Some of you think Peru's better. Some of us think Joseph is a better starter. We've won the game tonight. I think Joseph played all right. I think Peru came on and played well, did a good job, got an assist, and we won the game. On this channel, we try to find solutions. Okay, if Peru's out the game for 5 consistent away games and he's not even in consideration, is it okay for us to say, well, maybe we start Joseph, that workhorse away from home, who has more athleticism, more physicality, has better hold-up play, and could link the attacking midfield a little bit more? Is it that uneasy to say that? I don't think it is. But yeah, just casting him out is, I think some of you are really harsh with it. I think it's mad. Like, what's your opinion of, as if it's just changed? Hate him. Just think he's crap, mate. Nah, not at all. I don't. I'm not that flimsy with my opinions, but I'm just not. I'm staunch with them and I stick with them. It is what it is. Look, I'm happy. Look, form can change my mind. I've mentioned that with Brenden Aaronson. I've mentioned that previously with other players. But I'm not just going to cast Joseph out because he didn't score against Derby. Should he have done better with a couple of chances? Yeah, but I didn't mind some of his near post runs. I thought he was pressing well. I thought he was good tonight. It was all right. Like, I think it was a bad performance. It is what it is. What's going on with Rothwell? Is he going back to Bournemouth? I don't think so, mate. I don't think so. Let's have a look. Borough missed an open net. Oh God. I'm way behind in the video, by the way. Tenacious G. Fair enough, mate. Fair enough. Fair enough, bud. But yeah, shout out to all of you in the building anyway, everybody. We are going to be back on the counterpoint tomorrow at 10 a.m. if you fancy that. Yeah. Okay. So Pearson said, I want to hear your prediction. What position do we, Sheffield United and Burnley, finish? Thanks for your donation again, Pierce. Want to hear your prediction. What position do we, Sheffield United and Burnley, finish come May 3rd? Ooh, tough one. I think right now, I think it's all becoming a little bit clearer now for me. Now, I mentioned previously when Sheffield United were top and we couldn't get our away form sorted, I said, I fear that we miss out. I fear that we miss out on the top 2 because the form coming into this Christmas period was that they were way more consistent as a pairing at home and away. Naturally, that will mean as a points tally. So form-wise, they were coming into it. I think both have been unbeaten in 5. Both were good away from home, still are. As we've seen with Burnley, and we've seen with Sheffield United as well, by the way. And we were the weakest away from home. So for me, just to add context, for me, if you are just good at home, as we saw last season with 9 wins in 25, it doesn't naturally mean that you go up from this division. So a lot of the pressure was put on Leeds United towards the back end of the last season when we won 3-11. The pressure got to us. We didn't win in a week of Blackburn and Sunderland, of which Blackburn were near the bottom of the table. And Sunderland were a bit meh last season. And that happened. You know, it just happens because it's putting too much pressure on your home games. You've got to even out these away wins across the season. So do we have 5 wins now? Is that 5 wins away from home? I think it is. So all last season, we got 9, right? All last season, we got 9. So this isn't just a one-season problem. So if we improve this right now, and if we're consistent with this right now, I've said this as well in videos before, everybody, we can win this league. I've said Burnley can win the league. I've said they can win the league. Any of that top 3 can win the league. But it's becoming a little bit clearer to me now, just to add the context, that if Leeds can be consistent with this away form and we can play quicker, more dynamically, more sharply, Leeds can win the league. So I want to hear your prediction. What position do we, Sheffield United and Burnley, finish come May 3rd? I'm going to go with Leeds top. Why not? Screw it. We're top at this point. Why not just back them and just say they're going to win it? Because I've seen us said if we ironed out this away form, I want us to win 2 wins on the bounce. I'd be much more confident. I'm going to go back on that, and the feeling I have, we're top of the table. We weren't top of the table at this point last season. We weren't. We barely encroached on that. So yeah, as statistically it mentions now, we win it. And currently, right now, I think Burnley finished second. How about that? Put that in your pipe and smoke it. CH has donated £5. Top man CH, thanks, buddy. Love the confidence, Con. Shows you've had a top Christmas match on together. Yeah, Jamie says Solomon class at this level. Just let him cook now. He's very good. He's getting a lot better. It's been a lovely improvement to see his arc. It's been excellent. A lot of people talking about Con thoughts on going for Nat Phillips to replace 50p Ed. Rolled up. Nah, I don't think so, mate. I don't think so. What do you guys think anyway? Do you guys think that we're going to get in the top 2? Is it? Because I try to base it a little bit on, because I know you guys love it when there's that feeling. It's like, no, we're going to win it. And it's like the passion stuff. I'm probably a little bit more boring on this channel sometimes, aren't I? Because I try apply my logic to it. But I think unequivocally, if you've matched your home and away performances, you'll be fine. You'll be all right. If you're able to do that. And that was my worry coming into this Christmas period. Burnley, Sheffield United were doing that. They weren't losing home or away. And Leeds were doing exceptionally well. We're picking up the odd point on the road. Swansea got us out of a bit of a hole because at that point, the away form was looking pretty tragic. But now we've just got 2 wins out of 2. So it doesn't matter, does it? Derby keeper is fire. If Mesh goes, we should go after him. Yeah, he's good. He's a very decent keeper. There's a fair few in there as well. Brad says, I reckon we'll win this league by about 9 points. Yeah, it's good. It's Paul says, having pints on New Year's Eve. Do you know what, mate? I'm just a bit, I fancy one now. Fancy a little tipple. But I am, mate, I'm a little bit worse for, not worse for wear, but you're just thinking this period just takes it out of you, don't you? Do you know what I was thinking? 1 year, no beer. I'm thinking maybe that. You think you'll see a fresh face Connor next year? Who knows? Great channel, says Paul. Happy New Year. TV crap, mate. Yes, man. Yes. Hopefully you guys are enjoying it. Aid says, yeah, wouldn't mind showing their keeper for Mez. Oh, man. Yes, 100%. 100%. Ian says, so far we've won at Cardiff, Sheffield Wednesday, Bristol, Stoke and Derby. Should have won at Bristol. That was a difficult day and less said about the game at Sunderland, the better. Exactly, mate. Exactly. So, yeah. I'll tell you what, everyone. I can see there's loads of you coming in now, but we'll be back with the count point tomorrow at 10 a.m. if you fancy it. And then we may be back with the debrief. Do you guys want to see the debrief tomorrow? And don't worry, we'll be getting Jimmy on the channel, my lovely Sheffield United friend. It's all changed now, isn't it? Although they might think, because it's only 2 points in it, they were deducted 2 points. So that might mean that we're still on the same points as them. So I didn't think about that. So look, maybe we're not as far ahead as we think because Wilder keeps almost talking as if they've still got those 2 points. So these rules don't really apply apparently. So we'll be hearing that. I mean, they should still have 2 more points. So that'll be the rhetoric again. So what we might do is we might go on with, well, we should have 3 points because Melee decided to just fall over right at the end against Sunderland. So we'll go with that rhetoric. That'll match it because some results don't count apparently. Where's Brownie? No idea, mate. You find him. No idea. I haven't got the people on the channel on strings, by the way. I really haven't. These people have their own lives. Helmut says, keep up the content, Connor. Get me through these miserable winter weeks. P.S. Hope that green stone is schmuck. Oh, Helmut, how are you, mate? How's it going? Top man. Good to see you in here, mate. Good to see you. Yeah, give me some discount on a Stony. Good man. Cheers, mate. Hope everything's good. Aiden says, should have played up Brewster, shouldn't they? Go away, Brownie up Connor. I'll send him a message. I think I might be. Brownie, bless him. He's a busy man, but he'll be on the way back from Derby anyway. I'll send him a message. Oh, we've got one from Jimmy here. Jimmy said a great goal to win it. I sent him these eyebrows after they dropped points, and he didn't respond to me. So he might be watching this. I think he is. I hope you're all right, Jimmy, as well, mate. By the way, we'll be getting into a convo very soon. On the WhatsApp chat, everybody that we have on the Patreon, if you want to join, Ben said, never in doubt. Let it be said, Derby were brilliant tonight. It took pure class to beat them tonight. Solomon is absolutely too good, the difference maker. Jonathan said, can you give us a comparison video to where we were last year to where we were now as a team with stats line up in your opinion? That's a good idea, guys. If you want to see that, let me know. I'll ask Brownie now how he's doing. I'll get his, if he can't come on, which I said I gave him a wanna come on tonight. Wanna come on, mate. He might be driving back though. I think he's driving back on, mate. We'll see. If we can get him on this week, I know you guys enjoyed that. I know you guys enjoy. You've got Harrogate coming up as well. We've got Harrogate coming up. Paul says, when you're getting Gabe replacement, we are, mate. We're working on it. We're working on it behind the scenes. It might for a period of time. Just be you guys coming on. If you fancy it, you guys coming on. I think that's going to be Telly's in the way on. Telly's in the building. Hi, Telly. Mate, they still have. Is that us? We still? Is that we still? Or they still have the best midfield in the league? Oh, okay. You think they still got the best midfield in the league? Okay. Midfield in the league, and as long as they have Hamer and O'Hare, they're the favourites in my house. Interesting, Telly. I think the problem is with them, and I think I think Leeds fans are quite level-headed about it. You get some who are just like, yeah, the crap. But I think, look, Hamer is a top player at this level. I think the problem with what they're doing is a lot of the time they're playing Brian Brewster through the middle. And I think a lot of the time, because they don't have another centre forward, they're playing Kiefer Moore up top. Kiefer Moore's a good player, but Kiefer Moore has his strengths. We all know what Kiefer Moore's strengths are at this level. You cannot rely on Kiefer Moore. And the problem is they play O'Hare and they play Harmer as wingers. So that's not good. You need to somehow, and this is why I found it quite surprising when they went and got O'Hare. Because I think with Hamer in that number 10, you've got more than enough. And O'Hare's not going to be on the bench in the Championship, is he? He's just not. So, I think that's I think when you look at our midfield, I think especially if we can spruce up in that number 10 position, which I know like myself and a lot of you guys want to do. But Aaronson's now on 7 goals. Let's check how many goals O'Hare's on. Let's have a look. Callum O'Hare goals. And this is, by the way, goals this season. Let's have a look at his stats. Sorry, guys, I'm just going to get this up for you. So he has scored. He's scored quite a few, to be fair. Oh, no, he hasn't. So Callum O'Hare has 2 goals, and he's played a lot of minutes. Let's have a look at Gus Hamer. So he's got 2 goals, 3 assists, I think that was. And then we go down, and we've got, to be fair, Hamer's had a pretty good campaign. He's had 5 goals and 5 assists. It's not bad. I think Aaronson's on 7 and 3, I think. So it's not too bad. Not too bad. Guys, chill out about Gabe. Christ. Gabe's fine. Some odd comments in there. Yeah, he's absolutely fine. Get him on the counterpoint. Get Moscow White on. Who's that? Moscow White? Am I missing something? Took a new job. Gabe is alive and well. He is indeed, mate. He is indeed. Aaronson, 7 goals, 2 assists. Is Brad part of the service crew? Always has been, mate. Keep your thoughts coming in, everybody. We'll go for another 2 minutes. I reckon we'll win the league by 9 points. Just seeing that again. Oh yeah, Moscow. Oh yeah. Yeah. Moscow. That's it. Yeah. No, I'm aware. I'm aware of him. Yeah, I don't know him. I don't know the Square Ball lads well, to be honest with you. But they do a great job. The Saint Leeds battered Derby 1-0. Flatters them. It does indeed. I thought that. TSB needs to bring you on their guest show. Yeah, it'd be interesting, wouldn't it? It'd be interesting. Yeah, it would. Yeah. They seem like they're good lads. I've spoken to Michael a couple of times before. I've not spoken to the other two. It is top shelf. They're good. They're good at what they do. Very good. Good little inspiration as well. Okay. Good evening, job done tonight. Indeed, Daryl. Indeed. Right, well, we'll leave it there, everybody. It has been an hour. I don't think I've ever done a show this much, and this long anyway by myself on a post-match. Look, do us a favour. Apologies for this at the start of the stream. Apologies. It is a road mic, so it shouldn't be crap. I've got a new camera coming. So thank you so much for your donations, everybody. So it's going into a new camera to help the channel. So thank you so much. Really appreciate. Oh, Nick, did they give me a shout out? Oh, that's nice. I didn't know that. That's nice. But yeah, thank you so much. Really appreciate all your support. Listen, football's a game of opinions. We can all get passionate, but we're all in it together, aren't we? All Leeds, aren't we? marching on together. Let's not get hateful and all this sort of stuff. We're top of the league. Let's embrace it, everybody. It's not happened for a long time going into the new year, has it? Join me for the counterpoint tomorrow, and we might even have the debrief if you've been extra good. We'll have battle lines very soon as well. Might even bring it on a little bit earlier to get Jimmy on. Why not? Guys, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much. And look, if you want to join the Patreon and support the channel, you can do so. We'll be going on the counterpoint tomorrow from 10. We should be going the debrief around about 7:30. But if you're notified on the channel, if you're subscribed, you have to be subscribed. You get notifications as soon as I set the stream, which means you get told via email and via YouTube that Connor is going live at said time, because sometimes I do it a little bit off the cuff. Anyway, guys, it's been an absolute pleasure. Leeds top of the division, and it's all good, isn't it? All good, all gravy. Guys, it's been an absolute pleasure, and I'll see you soon. Cheers.